received quite a lot of messages and comments from people asking how to find housing or flats in Madrid. So I'm going to compose a little video to help you find a piso. There is no doubt that between the end of July and September is the worst time to look for housing or accommodation within Madrid. The reason being, all of the students are coming back to university. Not only that, but anyone who was on a summer holiday is also coming back to the centre, and those who vacated their flat or house are now looking for new accommodation. So a lot of people struggle to find accommodation between these times because so many people are looking for the same. Now in Spain, things work a little differently. The process is a lot quicker. From the time people usually find a flat they like and move in, it's between 2 and 3 weeks max. You cannot afford to waste time thinking. When you see a place you like, you can't take too long to think about whether you want it or not, because it's going to go like that. Hey honey, what do you think? That was a beautiful apartment, no? I absolutely loved it. Great, I'll call him. Hey Jose, it's Chad. Hi, we'd like to take the apartment we just saw.
Hello Chad, sorry, too late.
This becomes even more difficult when you aren't actually in Spain looking for an apartment. So what a lot of people tend to do is they tend to come over and rent an Airbnb or stay with a friend. Because you need such a short amount of time to find and then move into an apartment, you can kind of afford to stay somewhere else for a couple of days or a week or two. But there are a lot of people taking advantage of this, and I've seen a lot of instances where people have been scammed because of this. So if you are going to rent a place for a week or two from Airbnb, do not ever give any money up front. A lot of scammers are asking for upfront transfers, bank transfers, Western Union or PayPal. Do not do this, because you will not get your money back unless you're covered by the PayPal guarantee. But this is a very widely used scam, and a lot of people are out of pocket a lot of money because of this. So if you are going to use an Airbnb as a temporary accommodation whilst you're looking, follow the Airbnb rules and regulations. Now there are a lot of apps and websites that you can use to find accommodation in Madrid. Websites like Spot a Home, Madrid, but there are two websites that are far better than the others. Idealista and Fotocasa. These two websites probably have the least amount of fake listings within them. Websites like Spot a Home often have a lot of fake listings on, and a lot of them will kind of take your money and you may not see it again. Of course, on Idealista and Fotocasa there are scammers and there are fake listings, but there are a lot less on these sites than any other ones. So if you are looking to rent in Madrid, I highly recommend these two websites. I will put the links in the bio. Another way to find accommodation is to enlist the help of an estate agent. There are a lot of cowboy estate agents in Spain, sadly. Something that I've heard a number of times are estate agents in Spain who ask for a small deposit to view the property, and you will then receive the money back when you've made your decision as to whether you want that place or not. However, that's not quite how it works. Most of the time, they fight not to give you your money back. Do not ever hand over money unless it's part of a deposit or you're paying for a fee that they are providing, and afterwards. A lot of estate agents here also try and make you fit the bill for the landlord's fees. Do not fall for that. It's the landlord who is supposed to pay the fees to the estate agents. You are paying the service, which generally is around 200 to 250 euros. Now, another wonderful thing about Idealista is that it translates the listing for you. So if you can't speak Spanish, it'll translate it into English or whichever other language you like, which is perfect. Now read these listings very carefully in regard to the furnishings, because if the listing says unfurnished, it also may not come with a bed, white goods, because then you're stuck in an empty cave with nothing to sleep on and nowhere to cook. Oh. So please read the listings very carefully and make sure that you know how the apartment is furnished and with what. Now, once you've found an apartment that you like, you'll then have to provide a couple of documents to satisfy the landlord. These things may include evidence of employment, passport, NIE number, personal reference, tax document to show that you are registered to pay tax in the country. So make sure that you have all your papers in order and all the legal documentation in order to move forward to rent an apartment. Now I think that this is a very important thing, because this will split apart the genuine landlords from the cowboys who are just wanting to take your money. Now normally when you pay a deposit, you can expect to pay between 1 and 2 months rent. It's very important that you make it clear that this must be held by a third party. This is the law, and a lot of landlords don't do it. Thusly, you lose out on getting your deposit back at the end because they will find a reason. It's actually illegal for a landlord in Spain to also ask for more than 1 month's rent in advance. So make sure they know that you know your rights and the laws. Otherwise, they may try and scam you for them. Now, something that I cannot stress enough. Get everything in writing. So many landlords do not provide contracts, and this is where you are going to get over. Big time. Now, in Spain, it's actually acceptable to have a written contract or a verbal contract. This is still covered. However, if this is a verbal contract, you have no backing or evidence to support yourself if things go wrong. Do not rent a place without a contract unless it's from somebody you know or somebody you trust. Now, according to Spanish law, you can also break your contract a minimum of 30 days before you want to leave. Now, this may differ from contract to contract, but that's the general law, unless otherwise stated in your written contract with your landlord. The landlord is actually responsible for the functionality of the apartment, to make sure everything is working, to make sure that you have a roof over your head and you are living within livable conditions. That's their end of the deal. It's your responsibility, however, to maintain the upkeep of the apartment. Another very important thing to think about is what kind of area you want to live in. Madrid is split up into loads of different barrios, and each one offers something different. If you want to live somewhere a little exclusive, then you want to be looking at the areas like Salamanca, Opera. These are very well-to-do areas, very affluent, a lot of money, a lot of history here, and beautiful, beautiful places. If you want somewhere a little more trendy, a little more gentrified, then you want to be looking at areas like La Latina, Malasaña. A lot of expats come here because it's very trendy. It's very up and coming, the food is amazing, you can find incredible tapas. It's very alternative, there's a lot of history, and there's plenty of life. Think of it like the Shoreditch of Madrid. Another very trendy, fun place to live is Chueca, which is regarded as the gay village. There's plenty of restaurants there, plenty to do, the people are wonderful. Or you can head right into the heart of Madrid and attempt to find a place in Sol. This is the functioning center of Madrid. It's where everything goes on. Very big parties happen here, festivals, celebrations, and there's so much to do there. Other very popular places to live are areas like Lavapiés or Jamboree. These are very traditional. There's still a lot to do. There are so many bars, so many restaurants, and a lot of English-speaking foreigners choose to live here because of the communities that are here. They're very diverse areas, and they have almost kind of like a village feel to it. A very up-and-coming, progressive village. Now, of course, you may not want to live in the center of Madrid. I previously did a video on my reasons why you should live in a pueblo, so maybe check that out, have a watch, weigh out the pros and cons, because maybe you don't want a busy life, maybe you want something a little more relaxed, something a bit more traditional, or maybe you just want to get a feel of what it's like to be Spanish. Ole! There are also hundreds of Facebook groups that you can join in order to find out more information, and on these groups are often listings of rooms to rent or apartments to rent. One Facebook group I do highly recommend joining if you move to Madrid. This is the group if you want to have a search for it. This group has 15,000 plus members, and the majority of them are very happy to help when you have a problem or when you have an issue, or if you need advice, or if you need an opinion with a problem that you have in any respect. Of course, there are a few sarcastic households who have such low confidence that they project those insecurities onto other people, but the majority of the people there are very nice, warm, welcoming, and are happy to help you. So, good luck, happy house hunting, and most importantly, get everything in writing. I'm going to put plenty of links in the bio underneath, websites referring you to housing, to information on certain areas that you may like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this information has been helpful. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and if there's any other information that you can perhaps share in the comments section helping other people that I may not have covered, please do. Until next time.